Cowabunga, dudes! It's time to talk about Raphael. Obviously, I'm kidding. April 6th was my mother's birthday, but also probably the birthday of famous Renaissance painter and turtle namesake Raphael. Part of the trinity of the Renaissance masters, along with Da Vinci and Michelangelo, Raphael was not the trailblazer of new artistic practice like the other two. Instead, he was renowned for his mastery of painting and the perfection of his compositions. Raphael was born in 1583, in the Italian city Urbino. His parents died when he was still a child, and by the age of 17 he was already a fully trained master painter. He traveled extensively, and while in Florence, Raphael was greatly influenced by Leonardo da Vinci, who was over 30 years older than him. Michelangelo, on the other hand, older by only 8 years, disliked both Da Vinci and Raphael. He had quite a belligerent old personality, Michelangelo. Anyway, in 1508, Raphael was invited to Rome by Pope Julius II to work on the Apostolic Palace at the Vatican, and a lot of his work is still there. Here he worked on many important commissions, and he also took on projects as an architect. So Raphael's work is quite serene, the compositions are geometrically balanced, and the color palette is often soft and pastel. I find his paintings beautiful to look at, and I have linked below my two favorite pieces, and they are St. George and the Dragon, which I have had the absolute privilege of seeing at the National Gallery in London, and also the School of Athens. The School of Athens. Gah. Something close to my heart about Raphael is his reputation as a draftsman. That is, he used drawing extensively in his practice to plan his compositions and figures. He often drew and shaded to a high degree of finish. And while it has been said that his drawings were not as lively as those of Da Vinci and Michelangelo, they were visually near perfect. I often think that drawing is sometimes seen as a means to an end rather than an art form itself. Mostly in sort of the gallery spaces and exhibition spaces. But obviously it's something that I'm currently specializing in, and I think it's a worthy art form in and of itself. I have linked one of his sketches below. It is a young man carrying an old man on his back, so do check out the work. Raphael operated a large workshop in Rome towards the end of his life, and his drawings were used as the basis of paintings by apprentices and assistants. Although they were often of poorer quality than the original drawings, and the paintings couldn't hold a candle to Raphael's personal work. So his workshop was large, and he had a reputation of running things very smoothly. He had quite a few notable pupils. Caravaggio is one of them, but there were many, many more. An interesting fact about Raphael is that he was one of the first artists to use female models in his work. Before that, young men were used for studies of both sexes. So Raphael achieved so much, but he actually didn't live that long. He died when he was 37 in 1520. It is not certain exactly what caused his death, although the original art historian Giorgio Vasari says that he was overexhausted by all his romantic pursuits. Either way, he had time to get his affairs in order, set up money for his mistresses, and leave his workshop in good hands. Raphael was buried at the Pantheon in grand fashion, with many large crowds in attendance. He left a long legacy in his wake, going on to influence the neoclassical movement in the 18th century, and also the critical movement of the pre-Raphaelites in the 19th century. They took issue with what they thought of as a mechanical approach to art. They thought Raphael was at odds with thoughtful intention and personal expression. I disagree with the pre-Raphaelites. It's easy to read in your head, but not out loud. Pre-Raphaelites. Anyway, I think we only need to look at Raphael's workshop to know that, working to a formula or not, it was often obvious when a work had not been completed by Raphael himself. He had something special, and I enjoy his work thoroughly. And that's all I have for today's Artist Spotlight. So do check out more information on any of the artists that I cover, because obviously my videos aren't very extensive. They're just a little bit of an introduction, a little bit of a background. So I hope you have learned something or had your interest in art piqued in some way. And join me next Monday, where I will be discussing another Renaissance master. And after that, I will have another short story. So, like, subscribe, you know the drill. Bye!